Let me open this with an incredibly morbid thought. When you lie on your deathbed and you think back at every moment in your life, do you think you'll be satisfied with your life? Or do you think you will look back with regret at all the things you could have done, but did not? To me, this is probably the most frightening thought of my existence, and I refuse to be someone who will live to regret their life. I also just want to make a quick point here. This video will be focused on work and productivity. However, I am extremely aware that personal relationships and family are vitally important in order to live a fulfilled life. The balance does need to be met. It's funny actually, because people who know me view me as quite a productive and disciplined person. But personally, I know myself very well, and I view myself as the laziest individual who has ever walked this earth. In fact, I'd say that the battle to be productive is one I face almost every day, and I definitely have ups and downs where sometimes I win and sometimes I lose. And there are still days today where I do not act in the way I know I should, where I'm lazy and where I don't do anything. I've always been this guy who'll lie in bed until the last possible second, hit the snooze alarm 10 times, would instantly turn on the TV or the PlayStation as soon as my school or work day is over. Also, at work, I'd purposefully do things slowly, just so it would require less effort from my part. All my natural tendencies push me, as I think they do push most people, to be lazy and to never do anything. In fact, I think it's because I am such a lazy person naturally that I understand extremely well how important it is to not be this way. So why do we become lazy? And why is it actually such a bad thing? So, if I'm not directing my mind in a specific way, setting to do specific things, achieving specific goals, I just don't do anything. And then I end up feeling bad about it. And weeks can go on where you develop this terrible routine of just letting life pass you by, not actively seizing it by the scruff of the neck. And to give you an example, when I go home from work every day, every part of my body and mind just wants me to lie in bed and watch Netflix. And if I don't strategize, if I don't plan my day the preceding evening or in the morning, that is literally what I will do. And if I do this for a few days in a row, I'll start feeling worse and worse, and even my productivity at work becomes worse and worse, even though I'm effectively doing less effort. It's like my entire mindset becomes one of trying to maximize comfort. And consequently, everything starts being more of a chore than me doing it for a reason. And when this happens, you just enter into this negative, self-fulfilling cycle. Having goals is an incredibly important tool to battle laziness. And I'll definitely make another video explaining exactly why it's so imperative and why it works. But to exemplify here, imagine you're given a routine task at work, which I think we can all empathize with. And in this case, I just really don't feel like doing it. So, in other words, I'm feeling really lazy about it. Well, I can make this task extremely painful for myself by just telling myself how annoying it is, how boring it is, how much of a waste of time it is, how much effort it is, and in this way, doing it will take me much longer than needed, and I'll probably end up doing it badly. Whereas if I align this task to a greater goal, such as the quicker I do this, the quicker I can get on to the next, more interesting thing, or the better I do this, the more I'll be recognized, or getting it done is a challenge. It'll improve my mental strength overall, doing something you don't want to do. So if you align it this way, you'll most likely end up doing it better, in a more enjoyable way, and quicker. So by all metrics, it's worth it. So why not view it this way? Well, the unfortunate reality is because we're lazy, and when we're in this moment, it's hard to detach ourselves from our thoughts. But it's all about starting to realize this. Starting to think this way is a life-changing habit that is built by consistently going against your natural desire for comfort. The truth is, if I spend the day not doing anything, I'm just following my desire to be comfortable. But I'm not following my desire to be successful or to achieve things, to be a respected person. The desire to be comfortable has terrible downsides, which you feel in the long term. Ironically enough, I would say that when you're having a lazy day, you're not even truly relaxed, because you know that you're essentially just wasting time, not doing things you should be. And consequently, you can't feel completely relaxed, completely at ease. If I were to compare myself to who I was a few years ago, I would have to say that winning these battles has changed the way I live, the way I act, and my general feeling of well-being in a very positive way. And I'm very far off from the end product, of course. And in fact, such habits of productivity can be completely transformative for a human being. And my periods of laziness today are way different than how they were a few years ago. My standards have fundamentally changed for the better. And this is something to keep in mind when you start this journey. Your standards will change. It's a process. To summarize, don't act on your feelings, on your emotions. Make this reflection I'm making your own. Think about it. See whether you think I'm right or not. See whether you agree with it. Being lazy is not the same as resting. Being lazy is just a byproduct of not having any goals or ambition. And soon this will start to make you drift, and you will enter this negative cycle we all know, where any effort just seems tedious. After a moment where you realize how much of your life you have wasted, and the negative cycle continues. Thank you everyone for watching, and this concludes the video. Till next time.